Hey guys, it's Paradise, and recently I got to try out Anno 117 or 117 Pax Romana, the newest entry in the Anno series, which if you haven't tried one before, it's a long-running city builder and economic management game franchise, and each game in the series takes place in a different era. But no, it's not like Civ and it's not turn-based, you're managing things in real time, including the economy, the overall city layout, and the various things that pop up and happen along the way. Now, I am new to the Anno series and not that deep in city builders in general, so this was something exciting to try out and experience for myself the first time, but as someone who really loves playing RTS games, I actually found myself quite enjoying this. The newest edition of the series is Pax Romana, where for the first time they're going back to ancient Rome and the Roman Empire, which is way earlier than any of the previous entries. So you're going to be managing a Roman province, balancing expansion, logistics, the population's needs, and diplomacy across multiple regions. Unlike Anno 1800, which released in 2019 and focused on the industrial age, Pax Romana is all about granaries instead of factories, senators instead of shareholders, and so on. And of course, it's all dressed up in Roman architecture and ancient technologies, which makes for a visually satisfying game if you like things in that era, which honestly I do. You might be wondering what it feels to play like though. Do note, however, we did play a work in progress build of the game, so it's not fully representative of the final game when it's all polished and completely finished, just something to point out. It is slow paced, but in a good way for this kind of game. If you don't get stressed with resource management, I might even call this a cozy game to play, given the amazing visuals and awesome Roman landscapes. You'll be expanding your city bit by bit, watching it evolve and doing just that, which is one of the best bits. The visuals are genuinely impressive, from the lush green fields, detailed ports, different time of day that changes the scenes, and you can zoom in or out to check up on your city, its people, or your buildings. The music also sets the tone and is pretty chill, with just enough presence to keep you engaged. The UI, however, does get pretty deep, and there is a lot going on if you really dive into it, especially if you're new to the genre. But the tutorials are just enough to get you going, and it feels like if you really want to get stuck in optimizing your city and your resources, then there is more than enough to work with and dive into those systems to make the perfect city. Still, without spending too long pouring myself into the UI, I didn't actually feel stuck at any point. It's more so like there's always something you can do to tweak or improve your city, and that's part of the fun of it. The progression did also feel pretty clean. You're managing different tiers of population, with each tier needing to upgrade or build new buildings, but you also need to keep things balanced. If you upgrade too many of your homes, you're going to run out of basic workers to run your farms or fishing ports, but you need more advanced citizens to refine higher tier materials as you progress. There's a strategy and important layer to expanding and upgrading things, because running out of the more basic tier of citizens really can hurt your economy in various ways. So while it is a very pleasant and chill building experience as you expand and grow your city, you are still having to manage things and think one step ahead without making a mistake, but still it's never too punishing. I even got to try out a few quests which included sailing over the ocean to nearby islands and settlements to pick people up, drop them off, drop off resources, and pick up resources, with a few of them actually having some form of quest progression. But trading with those other settlements always felt rewarding. You could stock up on the things that you desperately need, and it made a real difference when those ships came home. Sadly, I didn't get to experience the combat and war side of things in the game. There just wasn't enough time to advance that far and build out those things and get an army going, but I did enjoy the city building and the early progression. So as someone new to the genre, this was actually a very interesting experience. It was very visually pleasing. The progression was good, and overall I had a nice time playing it. Of course, you're going to want to enjoy city building and some form of resource management if you want to get something out of the game, but just making a city, expanding it, doing everything the way you want, and then watching everything flourish is a very satisfying thing to play. If you want to see some gameplay to get an idea of things from the start, then we've got you covered as well, so here's some gameplay to check out.
Getting this empire back on its feet won't be easy. The Legion has a saying: if your attack is going well, you're walking into an ambush.
I await your instruction. legacies are built with such choices. If an island is invaded, your villa will be the main target. I'd say place it far from the coast. Timber is vital to the continued growth of our city. We should station the woodcutter in forest near our trading post. The sawmill should be situated between trading post and woodcutter.
Wake up! Head it out!
You want some skewer meat? It's fresh. I need a field to toil on. Checked again. It's still empty. Well, it's been crumbling all day. Worry no more, old chum. What do we do, Gov? That's the way of it then. Thanks for noticing me, Governor. Where's the warehouse?
Public services should be erected close to residences in order to meet people's needs.
Here at Arix Gaming, we're two friends who love to play games. You have me, Paradise, as well as 26.
Our goal is to keep the videos as concise as possible by cutting out any of the fluff and focusing on what really matters with high quality videos.
So make sure you're subscribed down below for more videos on your favorite games coming very, very soon.